I did want to zoom in on Archie. You still made it feel somehow fresh and relevant, and it was vibrant.
Thanks.
What did you do to make it resonate? I read it, I enjoyed it. I just don't know how you did it.
I'm not sure what the alchemy was. I do know this. I generally also, when I start, whether it's Fantastic Four or Archie or Flash or Daredevil, whatever, I will sit down and mostly just for my benefit, I'll write like a manifesto. Here's just kind of a vomit draft of everything I can think of about this character and the other characters in that world and how they relate to each other, and just putting those pieces down, it's like scattering jigsaw pieces, right? But the more you scatter, the more I see as I'm writing that this connects to this and this connects to this. And so with Archie, it was starting with Archie and then thinking about Jughead and okay, well, here's my thoughts on Jughead, but here's also how he and Archie's relationship as friends works, which gives me some new piece, right? And then here's Veronica. What is a Veronica Jughead relationship like? What in the world do you do with those two characters, putting them together in a story? And it just grows and grows and grows out of that. So that was a big part of it, just sort of doing a deep dive, not changing anything, because I've said this a million times that these characters have been around longer than I've been alive. How egotistical is it for me to go, they didn't know what they were doing, let me fix the character? No, just find the stuff that works and play with that, and find a fresh take on it. But the thing about writing Archie is that first off, it gave me a chance to write comedy, which I love doing. But comedy with heart. I mean, it couldn't just be slapstick. It couldn't just be Archie with a bucket on his head. It had to have heart. Every issue had to have real emotion and genuine stakes on an emotional level, or else, why am I bothering to tell that story at all?
I think that was it. I think there was a real earnest heart to it.
Thank you.
I don't see you writing sarcasm. You are a funny person. I mean, you can be self-deprecating, but I think that your heart comes through.
I'm not a cynical person, and
no, you're not. Yeah,
and I don't have much use for cynicism in the world. I think that it's easy as a writer. It is low-hanging fruit to write these characters with your tongue in your cheek, like, oh, I'm gonna, wink, wink. I'm gonna show you how goofy they are. That anybody can do that. What would an evil Batman be like? Well, that's the easiest thing in the world to write. But write something from the heart. Write something that doesn't have to be happy. Not all comics are happy and shiny, and some of the greatest comics of all time are dark and grim, and that's fine. I've written my share of dark and grim stuff too, but the bottom line is even the dark and grim stuff still has some sincerity to it, some earnestness, as you say, to it. It is not just a cynical way of making fun of the characters or doing the cheap stuff. I mean, I'll give you an example. When I was writing Irredeemable, the log line makes it sound like another cynical, easy, low-hanging fruit. What if Superman turned out to be a monster? But it was a lot deeper than that. It was more, okay, we did that in 3 issues. Now let's explain why he's this way. And it's not just a matter of because people are dicks when you give them superpowers. The big reveal for me as a writer when I was writing that book is, you start with him doing horrible things to people because Superman has turned evil. And I got to about issue 4 when I had him literally sink the island of Singapore into the ocean. And I'm sitting down with issue 5 going, okay, top that. Like what you've done all the low-hanging fruit stuff. Now top that. And so I had to really double down and think about, okay, what is evil? What is really evil? What can you do that is truly evil? What kind of things can you do with these powers and express them in a way that is not the obvious? That's, there's an example. Like I said, I'm just trying to find a way of doing it that is not cynical. I keep using that word over and over again. I hate to.
No, but it is emblematic of the type of writing and perhaps why I've always been attracted to your writing.
Thank you.
The earnestness. Mike, what do you think?
Do you completely outline everything, or do you just?
you were a riot. You were stunned. Right now, I'm on page 18 of a script that I have no earthly idea what's next. I used to think it was a bug because I just couldn't. I was not good at forward planning. I've decided now it's just a feature. This is how I do it. I build the plane as I fly it. And I don't recommend.
You're a pantser, right?
I'm exact seat of the pants. I'm a wing walker the whole way. But the thing that gives my work, I've decided, if it makes me feel better, is a spontaneity and an unpredictability. Because if I don't know what's going to happen next issue, and you can't guess, then we're both going to be surprised. And that's funny and it's a joke, but at the same time, there's a real truth to that, in that readers who are not being constantly surprised are easily bored.